Investors, hello. This is Stock AI Insights channel, where we give you a few minutes of AI-powered insight into the market. Just remember, this is for educational reference only, not investment advice. Today, we're parsing the 24/7 Wall Street article, Lululemon's 50% decline may be over as Reddit sentiment shifts to buy now by Michael Williams.
Okay, let's just dive right in with the number that has everyone talking. A brutal 50%. I mean, wow. That's how much Lululemon's stock has been crushed over the past year. For a brand that seemed like it could do no wrong, a drop like this is a real shock to the system.
And that 50% plunge brings the stock price down to around the $192 mark. Now, that price definitely reflects some serious headwinds for the whole athletic apparel sector, but, and this is the interesting part, if you look just a little closer, something fascinating is starting to bubble up right beneath the surface of this massive sell-off.
What we're seeing is a pretty dramatic shift in sentiment. We're talking about retail traders here, the folks on Reddit and X. After months and months of negativity, the entire conversation around Lululemon is starting to flip. So what's going on?
In this quote from the source really nails it. The tone has shifted from skepticism to cautious optimism. Now, this isn't just blind hype, you know? This is a calculated change in thinking. Investors are starting to look past the risk and are beginning to sniff out a potential opportunity here.
And you can see this change in the hard data. The social sentiment score, which basically measures the online buzz, has absolutely skyrocketed. It's jumped from a pretty neutral, kind of meh 50-ish range all the way up to a bullish 73 out of 100. That is a huge leap in positive chatter, and it happened in a really short amount of time.
Okay, so this begs the obvious question, right? What is actually fueling this sudden wave of positive thinking? What are people seeing that's making them ignore that really scary-looking price chart and maybe, just maybe, see a bargain instead?
All right, let's break down that bull case. It really seems to stand on three key pillars that are supporting this whole new wave of optimism.
First up, and this is a big one, is valuation. I mean, after that 50% haircut, the stock is now trading at just 14 times its expected future earnings. For a premium brand like Lululemon, which has almost always traded at a much, much higher multiple, well, that's a pretty significant discount. Value investors are definitely taking notice.
Second, the company's core engine is still humming along just fine. You have to separate the stock from the business for a second. The fundamentals here look really solid. We're talking a gross margin over 55% and a profit margin over 15%. Those are incredibly healthy numbers. Plus, they just beat their recent earnings estimates. They're still executing.
And third, this isn't just some retail investor fever dream. Wall Street analysts are also holding their ground. BTIG, for instance, is sticking with its buy rating and has a price target of $303. Now, with the stock currently under 200, that suggests they see a potential upside of over 50% from here. That's a pretty strong vote of confidence.
But of course, you know Lululemon doesn't exist in a vacuum. To really get the full picture, you gotta zoom out and look at the whole neighborhood, which means putting it side by side with its biggest rival. And this is where it gets really telling. While Lululemon stock has been absolutely hammered, its main competitor, Nike, has actually stabilized. It's even up a little bit for the year. So what might that signal? Well, it could be a sign that the worst of the sector-wide storm is passing, and maybe the market is starting to find its footing again.
So if the fundamentals look good and the sector might be bottoming out, what could actually be the trigger to push the stock higher? Well, there are two really big catalysts on the horizon that investors are watching like a hawk.
First, you've got a CEO transition coming up. New leadership almost always brings the chance for a fresh strategy and a new direction. And second, the activist investor firm Elliott Management has gotten involved. Now, these guys are known for pushing companies to make big changes, specifically designed to unlock shareholder value and boost that stock price.
So what we have here is a classic standoff, isn't it? You've got a brutal bearish price chart on one side and this new wave of bullish sentiment backed by solid fundamentals on the other. AI analyst verdict. Despite a severe 50% stock correction, this sharp, data-backed reversal in retail investor sentiment suggests Lululemon may be poised for a potential recovery. So, is the crowd right this time? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'll see you next episode.